Evening all. Right, our kids. So part 3. Again, I'm just going to go for it. Got half an hour, and then we'll just see how we get. I'll get the clamps off. So this is dried 24 hours to dry. A lot of people say PVA is good to go after about an hour, but I don't trust it. You can take the clamps off early. But I've been at work, you know, so. Need you later. If you've ever got any questions or you're curious about anything, want me to clarify anything, just fire away in the comments below. One thing people ask me is why don't you put wooden cauls on to stop the wood being damaged. These I don't put a lot of force on, and it doesn't cause a lot of damage. I'm going to plane it all off anyway, so if there are any little dents there, they'll come out. So I'm just going to square up the legs. Move down to me 5.5 tonight for lighter work. The 6 is for plane, it's a bit too coarse. There's the face edge. Always leave one face edge. So I've got my reference edge. So let's just mark that back on again. As you're going round planing the sides, if you do knock off a face edge, just remember to put it back on. I've got a couple of holes in the front of the bench for the dogs. Another tip we're working in the cellar, stealth mode, you have to be quiet. So these handles on the vices can be quite noisy. They're steel. If you're dropping them, making big bangs, everyone can hear it in the house and halfway down the road probably. So I put a bit of tape, a bit of gaffer tape, just to deaden it. Keep everyone happy. Get the face edge towards me. Just check it first, see how it is. Perfect, not too bad. I'm just going to take the old glue off. Lovely having lights down here because you can just tilt it and see the light come underneath. Just take off the arris, the sharp edge. Makes it more comfortable to work with. There we go. Quite a bit to take off the bottom of this. Back up to the 6. Dial it in. down to the 5.5. Took my fleece off tonight. I was that up last night. Gone really cold this evening. Northerly wind. That weren't the fleece. Put the mark back on. Let me gouge off that. Bit off this side. Woohoo! There we go. Beautiful. There we go. That's one done. So I'm going to be doing a lot of ripping tonight. There's a few sections. I left the plan upstairs, but it's in my head. And we can talk about ripping. One thing I'm going to rip out is this bugger here. So we can lose that. Now we're going to rip out this front section for the front panel. So there's always opportunities. Any damaged buds, any nasty bits, and clear them up. Get a shot of them. Made a bit of a mistake there. I glued two big face edges together. Check it again. Very, very little to come off. That's it. Got my reference face back. Go back up to the 6, but I'll take a bit off. Just back it off a bit. Paul Sellers ragging a can. Dead handy. Can't remember what can that was now. Tin of beans. Bit of rag in it. Roll it up. Feed it regularly. 3 in 1. The creator in China, Ling Li. She's on Bite Dance's Chinese version of TikTok, but she's on YouTube as well. She uses one of these. I don't think she's ever watched a Paul Sellers video, but again, it just goes to show you how through cultures we've all had the same problems, and quite often humanity comes up with the same similar solution. Let me whistle. It's not so much that they're not square, it's just one end. The glue moves a little bit occasionally when the clamp gets clamped, so one end's a bit higher than the other. And we just check that, just even it out. Oh, getting there. Middle's good. The badger. Look at that. The arrows off. I don't think I've ever been cut by the sharp edges, but this is supposed to be a hobby. It's supposed to be pleasant, and if they're free from sharp edges and splinters, just makes the whole experience more relaxing. Right, I think we're good to go then. And there you go. It's a good workout. At the end of each phase, I just like to clear down. There's been a bug here. There you go. So what can happen quite easily, you can do a phase leave all your tools out, and then do the next phase. Then you need more tools, so you get them out. And you do another phase, and you leave all your tools, and eventually you just need heaping tools, and it's generally when you're rushing. So I just like to clear down, start again. Right, so this lower panel, I need to find out, I'll just set a gauge how thick it is. I've got about, these are a nice design, I can't remember the designer at the moment, the Stanley gauges. Somebody might know in the comments. I'll look at it afterwards. But I bought about 3 of them. So when you're doing a project, if you've got 2 or 3 key dimensions that you need to have, rather than having one gauge, set it to a particular length. Then the other measurement, you change it, and then you've got to change it back again. So it's handy to have, and they're quite cheap now. About 3 or 4 different gauges with the different sizes on, and you can even put a bit of blue tape on, painter's tape, masking tape, and write the size on it, and then you know which one you're picking up. The thing with building benches is there's several ways of ordering the position of the legs. I just prefer to write 1, 2, 3, 4 clockwise, starting bottom left. So we're cutting that one out. Again, you're just looking for a nice edge, nice face. That's probably the best one. They're legs 1 and 2. One's there. There's that bit I'm going to lose. This is going to come off the chunk that's ripped off now. This damaged bit. So that's going to go there. So that's 2. What you can also do is get them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and draw a square. The triangle in each corner. I love building benches. It gets heavy quick. It's big. Something like that. So you know where the square is. You know the orientation of each leg. Start with number 1. It's always the top. Inside, so you're coming off. So I like to leave about a 4-inch height for the bottom of the leg. And then from there, Another trick from Paul Sellers. Love Paul. And when you put a dimple with your pin where you're going to finish, and pull down towards it, and it'll stop when you get there. Mark it in with a pencil. Watching Ning Lee's videos, she's very economical. Normally we would put a cross on for the waist. She puts half a cross, she puts a dash. I thought, brilliant, why not? So that's coming off there. So we'll cross cut it. We're going to take this section out. This right. Yeah, that'll work. We can do it. Do I want to do it that way or not? I don't really want to do it that way. In the evenings you get tired. Oh, we'll go for it. Hell yeah. Said I do actually own a Veritas tool. The reason I bought this little crosscut saw was for tenons, but it's excellent. The only thing I'm not that keen on is this handle. It looks pretty, it's beautiful, but it's very delicate. So I've already chipped the tip off it. It's extreme, too fine, but it looks nice. So with ripping, I'll show you the method I used to use, but I found a better method. In the vise first of all. That's me Big Groves ripping saw. This done off cut quick. 3 teeth per inch, 3 or 4 teeth per inch. Dead sharp. I'm just gonna lose the pencil mark but just ever so slightly. And then flip it round. Again, if you take one long cut, you can, any distance you're out, you can exacerbate it. So this keeps more control. If you want, I like to count and do like 12 each side. I might start off with 6 each side, just to get the curve established accurately, and then do 12 each side, and then when we're really in the middle, 16 each side. So that's one way to do it, and you can raise it up in the vise. But again, all this flipping around, it's in the vise, wasting time. So I can heartily recommend get a sawhorse. Not a trestle, not a mortising bench, proper sawhorse. Just out of 4x2s. Again, it's one of Rex Kruger's plans. One of the reasons I became a patron of Rex Kruger is his free plans, just to get you started on the workshop essentials, and after that you're away. But this is a beautiful design, just out of old 4x2s. But ripping on this, you've got more eyesight on it, your eye line. You've got more control, and it's free. You're clamping it down with your leg, but you've got a lot more just to flip, a lot quicker. Bit of lube. Close now. You ain't lived to live, used a big saw. Ooh. firewood. My breath back. Tidy up. So there with this, going to go on there, and then we need to cut a notch out the top for the top bearer as well. I won't get it too flat. The bit that's going to be seen, I'll just make it a bit smarter. You get cut the big teeth on the saw quite brutal. And we just polish, we can just smooth that out a bit. But lovely wood. So I'll leave that. I'll leave that there then. I'll do the other one. When I come back, we'll have a look at the notch and then assembling the trestle. Okay, see you in a bit. Ta-ra for now.